Yeah, they're gonna be surprised as heck right now with this. But yeah, I'm gonna have my camera on and off throughout this. We back at it again, y'all. We got Don up in here. You know, we're gonna have some deep conversations, a lot of deep conversations. So first, I'd like to start off with how's your day? Like, matter of fact, what kind of interesting stuff you saw that happened throughout this whole with you? Like anything in society?
Okay, well, just with this past week, just up the road here, that guy went in those massage parlors and did those shootings, and yeah, that was something, man. You know, I listened to the when the mayor and the different police officers were speaking, and then I heard what they said his reasoning was dealing with porn. As a matter, as soon as I heard in a
Hold on,
shooting.
hold on, real quick. 1 second. Just cut your camera off so it could have more signal coming. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Now go ahead, bro.
as soon as I had heard about the shooting, thought about porn. I did, like, before I even knew any of the details, because first of all, there's association with those massage parlors and sex workers, and then,
Hey,
excuse me, then there's Asian chicks and chicks out there in porn, and I was like, man, it's probably got something to do with that, and that's the reasoning the guy gave, as far as was it racially motivated, or he was like on some Ku Klux Klan stuff. I I can't say. I can't. We just got to wait for the information to come out. But a sex addiction, or some kind of sex, some deviancy, yeah, it can push people to go to do stuff like that.
so hold on. Say this. You don't think that he went and he slept on all those 8 Asian girls? Was it because they are having sexual interactions with other people? You know, like how some guys be on that "I want you all to myself" type vibe. What do you think?
It's possible. It's possible he could have been there before, and dealt with those women. But from what I understand, I think there was a couple white people that got too.
Oh, dang! See, I didn't know
So
that.
yeah. So it wasn't like he was all just killing Asian people. Like, there was certain people there that just got that. I guess they was in the wrong place at the wrong time from his intended targets, and he just shot everybody that was around. So yeah, man, we need more evidence when it comes to the racialized part of it. But the dude said himself that there was some kind of sexual issue he had, and that's enough right there, man. But just like you said, I don't know if it was a love triangle going on. We we just have to we just see. I know I've been to one of those. I only been one time. You know, I was in Alabama. I went to one of those spots because I had some pain in my foot. So
And
I ended up getting a massage, and for real, I had a massage foot, like,
hold on, bro. You kind of double taking too much. Matter of fact, you got your laptop on right now.
you jump on that.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, how about you jump on it and we'll see where it go from there. It's all good. We got all day with it.
Okay, you see,
I can email you the
email,
link.
yeah, email me the. I'll jump on.
All right, I'm about to do it right now to you.
All right.
My bad. Give me a second, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and invite them. All right, we good. Let me turn my camera on. All right, so I'm just letting y'all know that that's the brother right there. We about to get this thing right because it was a deep, good conversation about these. You see my shirt right here? Yeah, next gen. But yo, what's up? Oh yeah, lot of chips. We on you, man. We got something for you. Dang, I don't know how long. My bad. I don't know how long that had went blank, so I'm gonna just cut my screen off. But a lot of chips, we definitely on your ass, boy. We are on your ass. I don't know what you been on when you was on that AO live. Bro, you is something else, man. Oh, a lot of chips, you something else. Oh yeah. You already know about next gen. Nah. Let's talk about you though. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you saying that such and such been fat. Like, she had a fat cat. You just missed the whole point. So you a horn dog, huh? So let's keep it real. You just go ahead and just you'll poke anything. Hey, that's a dangerous game you playing right there. I only came across one brother. I ain't gonna call him a brother, but that dude had that same ideology like you, and it didn't end well with him. Got all types of burns and scrapes and bruises. So yeah, so go ahead and self-control is a key for a man. If you got self-control and you control your sexual urges or whatever, you is a goat. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely be good. Like on some Bruce Lee or be like water, my friend, a lot of chips. Stop looking at them porn and stop going ham. Yeah, it's about not today. Nah, we gonna be on it today. You wild for that. Don't worry, we gonna I might make a specific show for you to come on. I gotta reach out to you on your information for real. Because you've been on some other stuff. I want to save you, brother. I wanna help you out, you know. You know what I'm saying? And I know, unlike other people, I do my due diligent research, and I done check out your channel, and you on that Money Man Bandman Kevo TJX6. Well, I ain't gonna say TJX6 because he a fraud with that, but yeah, you on that Bandman Kevo stuff. I see it. I peep game. You know what I'm saying? CPN, Soft 5 routers. I'm just gonna leave it like that. A lot of chips. Gonna leave it like that. Just know that I'm hip to that. I see what you want. Yeah, but we're gonna bring old boy up in here real soon. I'm trying to get his connection right, and I don't want it to be a burden like how last time it is. So hopefully it's gonna be correctly, done. And we was just talking about what was it? This guy who went and slaughtered all those Asian girls and customers at them parlors, massage parlors. And we trying to figure out, the psychology and just the mindset, and how porn or just the desire of sex just cause people to do wild stuff like that. So we already got through it. We already made sure it was not a love triangle or nothing. But the reason why I spoke about that with my brother, because I want him to, like, off his book, The Art and Science of Worldview Warfare. Let me pull it out for you. I got it right here. Like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Dang my eye. But yeah, that's what that book right there, we definitely gonna get onto it. Am I glitching up? Hopefully I'm not glitching up. All right, I'm back now. About to make sure this goes smoothly, go right. So on the replay, I got like 2 videos to do timestamps on. I know I'm lacking y'all, but I got y'all. Definitely got y'all. But yeah, that's definitely the main one of the topics right there is about the psychology, social engineering, and the influence modern day societies, all that technology, social medias is helping It's not all about. This is not like the 1900s or the 1800s where you just have weapons and you just go on to somebody's land and start attacking them, take over their whole nation. Nah, we're too advanced right now to even do some tactical nukes and all that, or mutual assured destruction with warfare like that. Nah, this is not even biological warfare. I mean, yeah, you have that going on. I ain't gonna speak too much on it, but it's all about controlling your consciousness and your mind. So if you could have a mass population of people to have a belief or have the same desires on something without no weapons, oh, it's just dangerous. It don't matter what the government, it don't matter what who he say, she say crap. That's a wrap right there. So that's we in the modern today's society where it just a battle of controlling the masses, manipulation, propaganda in the mind. We don't need no little pew pew guns or nothing like that. With countries fighting on countries. Nah, we talk about data. So we already collecting your data to see what you look at, and then we're talking about force. Like let's say if you always look at cats on your day in YouTube, we already know about the AI and the machine learning behind that. So it'll have like cats at your local near rescue place that you could get. They'll have cat clothing. They'll have like an app where you could communicate with people who have cats. Stuff like that. But once a group of people or even an individual, they get a hold of a lot of data from people and they know what to do with that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Because let's say, for instance, you're a cat lover, right? And I'm not gonna go into politics, but you could put something like, let's say if you like to eat at Pizza Hut and Domino's wants you to eat over there, but you don't like Domino's, they could they could start some propaganda saying that Pizza Hut owner harmed cat, or Pizza Hut employees had put cat inside of, some stuff like that where it's like, ooh, it hits you right there. And then it make you like, that's what I'm talking about. I know this is kind of left field, but it's control over the minds like that. So once again, that's why I'm encouraging y'all to get this book. Oh yeah, he's back on. Give me a second.
All right, can you hear me?
Hoo-wee. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, let me all right.
You got it from your laptop speaker.
Actually, this is from the TV speaker, and I'm speaking into my Yeti mic. So let's unless there's an issue with you getting feedback, I'm gonna keep the audio that I hear you from still going off of my TV.
Yeah, so it's like, hold on, I'm gonna talk right now. I'm gonna see if I can hear myself talking back. Nah, we're good. It's just doing a lot of ducking on your end, but you're not talking, so it's perfect, better than before. All right, so back to the Asian parlor. The It's not the love triangle. You said it has something to do with adult films. So what's your psychological aspect behind that? What do you think? The influence on that?
Yeah, dealing with the influence behind the deviant sexuality, porn addictions, things like that. They have pushed people in the past to commit crimes. In our society, we have this saying, people want to blame different things, blame video games. I remember it was a guy near my hometown where I grew up that I actually knew the kid not very well, but he robbed what did he do? He went into a police station, he killed some cops, he
Hold on,
stole
my
the
bad.
police car.
I heard about that. That was in your area?
Yeah, it was. It was. What was about 10 years ago?
Yes, yes. I remember that. And he tried to blame Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I believe, or somebody.
Exactly. So he blamed Grand Theft Auto, and when nobody really trying to hear that. And so it's like on one hand, man, all of us have looked. Many of us have looked at porn before, and we're not trying to go out and kill nobody. And some people some people can't take those kind of influences, drugs and stuff. Some people can use some drug and that's it. They don't deal with it anymore. And then some people, they might have an addictive personality or something, and they do it once and that's it, man. They never stop. They never put it down.
So yeah.
So yeah. As far as racial, we'll have to wait and see. But I could definitely see somebody getting heavy off in the porn, and especially if he was dealing with the you know, if he was dealing with any prostitutes that worked at those places, then that's just another layer.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. I'm glad you have spoke about that because, like, how, for instance, back then, the dumb days, certain amount of people could drink and they'll like be straight focused, like they'll be like quiet, they'll actually damn near drive. Don't speak too much about that. That's wrong, DUI. But you got some people who drink alcohol and they be vulnerable or they cause accidents and all that. So you see how it is with that. It's like, oh, not everybody, no, not everybody could drink because they'll cry, try, kill themselves. So it has something to do with the entertainment side with the adult film and video games. It's not they trying to put a generalization on it, like saying, "Oh, it's just a video game. We ain't trying to hear that." But you're right. Some people can't take in all those influence from those games and flicks.
Yeah, man, it definitely affects all of us in a different way. And as far as the racial tensions and stuff go, man, this country is such a part of our country. It's like uh, it is crazy though to see the increase or the intensification of those things right now. But hey, it's a part of what makes us American. I mean, I really don't think that if we take that racialized aspect of our society away, this is going to be a totally different country. It's going to run differently. We're going to treat other nations differently. It wouldn't be the same place, for better or worse. So you can say everything. If it's you can say everything to some degree is racialized in this country. So, but we'll see. I know the Asian people. It's kind of crazy. It's like on one hand, they've been positioned in a certain kind of they've been positioned in such a way for a long time. You had the people would talk about things like the model minority and how even within our community, some people would be like, see, look at those Asians, see how they're able to come over here and do this and do that, and we can't get together, and that old tired thing that we say to one another, been saying it for about 100 years now. But so yeah, for a long time they were allowed to access whiteness in a way. You got some Asian groups that they make more money on average than white people. Uh, Also, you got African group, depending on where you are, to make more money than white. But I see all of this as like social engineering, like different, and this has been done in the past. Different nations, even kingdoms, like back in Bible times, they would conquer a group of people, and then they would move in another group of people onto those people's land as a means of controlling those people. So that same type of thing happens here in America. We bring in immigrants from different parts of the world to do different things. People coming from the Central South America, they have the blue collar work. The people coming from Asia, they're giving the white collar work. And different deals our leaders make with their country's leaders, saying, hey, we'll allow a quota of people if you allow this trade deal, things like that. So
Yeah.
uh yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like you're right. So that is, imagine like as many individuals doing that. Saying, if you do this, we'll let this happen over here. So it affects the whole country as a whole. So I get you saying on your type of your aspect on it.
Yeah, and I just try not to. I try not to get emotional about it because I know at the end of the day, uh, it's not an issue of a certain group of people being more hardworking than another group or being more intelligent or anything like that. It comes down to it's other things that's bigger than us that's at play here as to why certain groups of people are here and the kind of condition that they're in. Uh, but I'm interested to see how the Asian community is going to play this because I just it's in the South. I mean, I haven't heard. I don't hear them. I don't hear their voice. Uh, Maybe on the West Coast because there's a lot. They're more concentrated out there, but they get skinned up out there too. So
Dang.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I
So
I, I don't know.
you saying just I mean, there's many other situations that hasn't been reported. This is the one that's being reported worldwide right now because of how crazy it is. But
Yeah.
what do you think? I get you saying there's something bigger that's causing that's way bigger than us with this situation. Certain groups. But my question to you is, what you mean like how they're going to react to it? It's like as a group, how they gonna react to it? Because I'm pretty sure they have people that's behind things on their end that knows what's going on. You get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. And it's the implications are really big right now because you know Biden, some people on Biden's in Biden's regime just met with the Chinese earlier this week, and it was reported it got tense during the meeting, and a lot of this treatment of Asians right now is political, because you remember when Trump was talking about kung flu and a lot of people was talking about China and
Damn.
yeah, man, it was pretty bad. And so it reminded me of 9/11 when the people from Arabic descent, especially, they was getting skinned up all over the country because it was like, hey, you look like Osama now. You know, so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
right. So that same kind of thing happened right after COVID really got popping off and stuff. But it's just continued now, and so it's still political because we basically like China is our number one rival right now, and so we have a history of using racist racist propaganda to demonize the Asians, like going back to World War II. And so this is not new for America, at least, to respond like this, but it's different times in that these people aren't they're not weak like they were in the past. So when I say how are they going to respond, is China going to respond by not investing their people over here as much, steering their people to other countries, um, other Asian nations? Are they gonna, you know, stop coming over here as much? I don't know. Are the Asian people that are here, are they gonna get militant? All this stereotype of the model minority, they're gonna have to lose that in order for people to take them seriously, because the on one hand, the positive aspect of that stereotype, things like being uh basically like good workers, don't cause trouble, intelligent, um and pretty much just stay out of the way. But that's not like a respect kind of thing, where in America, you know certain groups are respected or feared, and people don't mess with them as much. So they're gonna have to
Facts.
lose. They're gonna have to lose that. They're gonna have to shed that, and show them how it is in Asia, where you do have organized crime. You got the triads, and
Oh yeah.
they do they do all kind of stuff. But over here, it's my more sanitized image.
It's like I'm come here from a family just to go to school and to be able to bring the rest of my family over here. So I'm gonna stay out the way, out of sight, out of mind. But if they bring that mindset how it was over there, oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah, yeah, man. So it's I'm interested to see how they play it. But other than that, I really don't have too much interaction with Asian people. Um, so yeah, I thought it was interesting. Earlier last year, there was an incident in Buckhead where there was a black guy that went into a restaurant, one of the Japanese spots, and the owner or some workers there got it. They didn't want him to come in. They tried to say it was about his shoes. He had some white tennis shoes or something on, and his girlfriend was a lawyer. She was with him, and she said something about there was a white guy in there with some of those shoes on. So it was a big thing. Like they basically just didn't want black people in their in their restaurant. And Buckhead has had some more crime, like Lenox Mall area. It's like I don't even go. Like I'm not interested in going at all, just because it's so many little petty things that happen. And it do be a lot of black dudes, young black dudes up there acting stupid. So, you know, it's crazy. It's like, but then on the other hand, when you got the brothers that not trying to act stupid, they just trying to go get some food, and the people like, oh well, you're one of them. So it's like,
And
so
that
now
takes a
they're
lot of my bad. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just said I want to speak about that. How you saying, yeah, they're gonna like generalize it, saying like you're one of them. Correct and not correct, but they don't know your background. For instance, like if you go around those certain areas, they don't know that you have a book and like you very heavily intelligent and social engineering. You know more about them in aspects. You get what I'm saying? So that kind of it's like a slippery slope with that. You can't generalize everybody.
Yeah, you're right, man. And part of the reason why I don't deal with them is because of where I chose to stay. I chose to stay in an area of Atlanta that was more people like me, not necessarily just 100% like me, but it's diverse. But people like me have the majority within that group. And so, because I've had interactions in the past with Asians, good and bad, that let me know there's certain things when I go into a community and I see the makeup, if I see it slanted too heavily towards Asian, then I'm gonna be like, okay, what Asian group? Because I know not all of them have a good. They don't all have a good interaction or history with black people, black Americans. So you know, when I see that brother not or get kicked out of that restaurant, for me, I was like, I looked at it like you should have known, brother. Like you dealing with a certain type of people that they
Exactly.
all they already on some evil suspicion. So, don't you can't it's best not to deal with them at all, unfortunately. So, it's like I said, it's so interesting to me at this time. Now it's like now they want some sympathy, and it's like I'm generalizing with them because these people were not Japanese that got killed. They were from another group, Asian group. So
Korean
I'm not sure if they were Korean. They might be Korean.
or
Uh, I'm
you
not
got
really sure.
China, Korea, Japan, you got North Korea, of course, and you got but I ain't gonna say Thailand because Thailand you could tell the different descent on that.
Yeah, on in the East Asians, which like you said, Japan, the Koreas, China, they kind of have a similar look. And then when you get down to the South, then with your
Cambodia.
Thai, yeah, Cambodian people, Vietnamese, Malaysians, and things like that, they have a different look too. So, um, but yeah, man, now that the shoe is on the other foot in a way with them, and they're looking for sympathy, it's going to be interesting to see how people react to that because in the black community, it's been some tension between the black community and the Asian community for a while. So we'll see how it plays out.
I got many stories about that because I've been in Korea for a year, but I got many great stories and I got a couple of bad stories. But I get what you're saying overall on that whole situation though. And this would be interesting on how it will play out on how whether it be sympathy or not. Because like you said earlier, don't even go around there. Like I don't even put myself in situations like that. You know, you go in there, you already know it's gonna be on some bullshit. Don't even just avoid
Yeah,
it.
right, and it's so messed up because I dated a Japanese chick for some years and went to her country at my first internship before I got any kind of before I got on in my own country, man. I got on in Japan. So I got mad love for Japan. But at the same time, I know like I understand their history. I understand what happens with immigrants when they come to my country and what they're exposed to. And so, yeah, I just, yeah,
Oh,
I'm,
you should be on
yeah,
that show, a YouTube channel called Black in Japan. You know what I'm talking about?
yes, I have seen that show. I've seen it.
Yeah. So, what you mean about what they do to immigrants over there in Japan when you came, like from your experience?
Oh man, it was so interesting. And this is something I could say in general that I've seen around the world is that nobody is open to immigrants as much as America is. So one thing in Japan, so me and my the girl I was dating at the time, she lived in the countryside. She lived halfway between Tokyo and Fukushima, where that nuclear reactor got damaged some years ago.
Oof.
She lived about halfway. So we took the train. This was before Fukushima happened, though. We took the train from her town to Tokyo. We was gonna go out, hit a club or two. Where we needed to spend the night because it would just been too much to take the train back in the same evening. But so anyway, we get there and I'm thinking, oh, no big deal. We just find a little spot and put our stuff down and then we go out. But no, couldn't do it like that because in Japan, it's places where they don't want foreigners. They got hotels super convenient, but if you're not Japanese, you can't get a room. And
Yep.
I was just like, wow, man, I would have never imagined. And I couldn't even get mad because it's like, I'm not in my country. But then when I come home and I see immigrants come over here and they just looking down on a brother, like, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, yeah,
It's fucked up, man. It's back
yeah,
in there.
it is, man.
It's all right. I got many stories similar to that. But, it depend. But I was in Korea for a year, so it's crazy because in certain areas, it's like with foreigners, it's actually certain parts that are like welcoming or fascinated, interested by uh, an African American. But you're right. Certain parts of Japan, yeah, even in Korea and all that, they had no foreigners. You're right.
Yeah, so there's like this neighborhood in Tokyo, this like really known for foreigners, but you just cross over to a different neighborhood and it's like, nah, you out of bounds. You need to go back over there.
Go back to that resort.
Yeah, basically, because they not finna put up with none of the foolishness. And
Which
another thing is the way they manage their image. Like I really got a good appreciation for that because if you look at the things like the manga, um, the video games and things like that, how they portray themselves versus when you go over there and they're just like everywhere else, the good and the bad. When I first got there, I remember I was in the hotel. There was a hotel near Narita Airport, and so I stayed there my first night to try to get over that jet lag. And I was watching the news, and they were showing the subway in Tokyo, and there was some kids got into a big fight, a big brawl in the subway, and I was just like, really, I'm thinking to myself like, oh man, they don't get down like that over here. And yes, they do.
shit.
Um, I asked my girlfriend at the time. I was like, "Is that stuff about the yakuza, which is Japanese mafia?" I'm like, "Is that stuff real?" You know what I'm saying? She's like, "Yeah, it's real." And I'm kind of like, I don't know. So we in Shinjuku. It's a neighborhood in Tokyo, and I'm walking down the street with her, and I'm like, so if I just yell out Yakuza, you know what I'm saying? What would happen? She's like, don't do that. And I could see like she was like serious, but I never seen anything. Nothing that kind of make me think, oh man, he with it. Until this one day, I think it was a couple days later, walking to the train station, coming up out of the train station is a dude. He got on all white. And immediately when he looked at when we made eye contact, I could see it. I could see it in him. And he was giving me the kind of look that was like somebody give if they surrounded by their homeboys and they all hit us. But he was by himself. And I was like, okay, I see now. They just move different, but they be there the same way here in America. They just have it's just different clothes, man, but it's the
I
same
feel you,
dynamic.
bro. I feel you. But yeah, I would definitely off some shit like that. Nigga, you want to show me, nigga. Like, it ain't like nah, I feel you though. I feel you. It's just I don't like that little looking at like, oh nigga, you supposed to bow down to me type shit. Like, hell no. The fuck, you got this shit fucked up. But yeah, I feel you though. They move a different way over there.
Right. And I definitely went on some, the staring contest that men do. You got to know when to hold and when to fold, man. I'm not
I
finna.
respect that. I feel you. I respect that. It just like I respect goes both ways. If I feel like I gonna come up on you and look at you on your shit, and then like I feel what you're saying though. I feel you.
Right. I just looked down and away and kept moving because I'm not trying to get into it over here with these folks.
Hell no, hell no. I feel you. But why the hell your ass been over there in the first place? Not in Japan, but in those certain areas where they have like the organized you know gangs.
No, I wasn't. The thing about Japan is their organized crime is like their police. So, and I actually met a police officer. He was friends with my girlfriend at the time, and we had some dinner, and she translated. And I asked him about that because I seen the cops, and I didn't see them with guns. They had these little stations that they would sit up in, and they would just kind of stand there in these little kiosks. I never hardly seen patrols, and this was in Tokyo. And so I'm like, what? Like, how are they keeping crime down? Like they not all active and aggressive like our police are. And the dude basically because The Yakuza, they're the cops. Like if there's a shooting, because guns are not legal there, the only way you can get a gun is if you in law enforcement or if you got gang connections. So they know who got the guns.
It's like Germany down there.
I guess so. And so any kind of crime go on, they pretty much know if it was like some guns or something used, they already on top of that. And they can control who can get access to these things. All the drugs, everything that goes on, it goes through them. So if there's any violence, most likely they're gonna have given the green light on the violence anyway. So
Exactly. And do you think that the reason why I think Germany, because after World War was it two, it crippled, like how Germany got crippled by us, by the whole world, and how Japan got crippled. Like, is this still like a 3D or something where they can have a military within their country, but it can't be a military on foreigners or something? You get what I'm saying?
yes, Japan has they can have a defensive military. And so I've heard there's been a lot of pushback recently, especially with China getting power, because they're like they worry that China want revenge. And
Rape a naked.
oh yeah, man. And Japan, they got a whole lot of reason to be worried too, man, because they did a lot of people throughout Asia wrong.
Shit.
That was one of the things that blew me away going to Asia, talking to the different groups and seeing like they looked at Japanese people like, man, it was so crazy. There was not one Asian group that did not say something negative about Japanese people.
Oh yeah, they want blood because it's like you know what happened in Rape a Naked? There's some stuff that's not even dark. You know what's up with that?
Yeah, man. Let the people know, man, that might not know what happened.
Oh man. Oh listen, the Rape a Naked. Okay, so check this out. We're gonna go later on. We're gonna talk about the Pearl Harbor thing because there's more to that. But as the war been going on in Germany, right? And was Germany taking over Moscow? On the other side, you had Japan, invade. My bad. Hold on. You hear me
I
now?
Yeah, I hear you.
It kicked me out every time I do that shit. but yeah, so pretty much they just during that war, they was invading, and then they went through China, and what was it? It was a certain part of China due to their frustrations of the war. They've been doing all types of all that you could think of to those civilians in China. All that you could think of. yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say it was. Yeah, you actually got more details than me on it.
Yeah. Like I didn't learn about it too in depth until the last few years. But one of the things when I was little that I didn't see that make the connection. You remember Bruce Lee?
Yes, Bruce Lee. Yeah, I'm reading a book about him currently.
Okay, Bruce Lee. If you watch his movies, who the bad guy in his movies?
Yeah, we already know. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and it was like a consistent thing. And so, going to Asia and actually speaking to people from all over, and yeah, man, it's true. It's true that they have a very bad image amongst Asians, but they're very good at shaping their image towards the West.
Yeah.
So they're just people, man. At the end of the day, and I just learn from them how important it is, that image thing, saving face, which something is kind of throughout Eastern Asian cultures. Like you gotta look a certain way no matter how it could be complete hell breaking off inside your home. When you leave out that door, you got to present a certain image to the world,
Yeah, you're right.
and that's how they roll. And so, with us being like we put our dirty laundry out there, like we don't care. It makes us look a certain way that could come back to hurt us, and it does because so oftentimes, man, people they didn't take the time to get to know you. They gonna look at you, they gonna size you up, and whatever little category they put you in, that's what you're gonna be in until you prove them otherwise. And so
Let
that's
me.
some yeah.
I'm about to say. I say it's real quick. For the people who gonna watch this on replay. It is so bad that they they want their image to look so good that it was a movie I watched that was Japanese. I had the English subtitles. It was a wealthy family, and this guy had came in with their daughter saying that we found out pretty much we framed y'all. We pretty much made y'all look like fraudsters, this and that, whoopty whoop. People gonna look at y'all and hate y'all. This dude made that daughter of her family parents do all types of crazy stuff, damn near death, almost killing stuff to avoid that image on them. Did I explain that correctly?
Well, yeah, they would do all kind of things. That's why they the suicide with those little short knife.
Yeah. If
Um,
they get raped, they'll kill themselves. It's like it's real deep. It's real serious now. So in America, you be like, oh shit. If they think of this like that, I don't care what nobody think of me. Yeah, but over there, it's a different ideology.
yeah, it's honor in a different way that we look at honor. Now, you do have the thing happening here with they call them death of despair, where uh referring to the middle class white guys that are killing themselves now at a suicide rates have gone up, and a lot of it have to do with them not feeling like the American dream is is something is possible for them anymore. And so they look at it's similar in a way, but it's different. It's like rather than face the world as just a normal average guy, I guess that it's not really your fault that you don't have a mansion necessarily. It's not because you're stupid or lazy. It's because this system that we're in is rigged. But they rather kill themselves than go through that dishonor of not having the lifestyle that they think they should. The same way in Asian culture, if the girl, for example, she got pregnant or raped or something, rather than or got in trouble, with the wrong crowd and got in a big some big trouble, might kill herself rather than bring dishonor on her family. So it's different ways to rationalize this kind of behavior and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, what's is it really worth it? Did it really pay off? So I don't know, bro. If you want to
I
keep
get it. You
keep
talk.
going on this topic, or whatever you want to do.
I was feeling what you're saying. Yeah. My bad. I took my headphones out, so it might sound low. You can hear me though.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Yeah, I had to charge my phone, but yeah, I want to say one thing about it. Yeah, was it worth it from how you grew up in your society that you're around? You might have a different opinion, but how they grew up in the society that they're around, they believe that it is. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not trying to pick those sides, but I'm just saying, like, from your book, you get what I'm saying? Like, how just the
Right.
influence. Yeah.
Yeah, man, definitely.
But okay, moving on then, since we got to because that was interesting right there. But I like to say this right here for you. I got a question about the challenges on TikTok or Instagram, mostly TikTok now. So, what do you think? Where they have like a challenge, like remember back then you used to have the pod challenge.
Okay. It refresh my my memory, man. I'm not really too up on the TikTok culture. Like I
Neither
know
am
that they
I.
do the challenges, but what was those challenges you were just referring to?
Oh, this was before TikTok. This was like the Tide. I think like the little Tide pods that you use in the laundry detergent. You put that inside the like you eat them. That's what the challenge was, and people was getting sick off it. Poison and all that.
Hmm. Oh
So what
man.
is yeah, what is the influence behind like what kind of aspect from your experience do you think that falls under? Where it's like one challenge, like that little beatbox challenge when he was dancing to that Spot 'em Got 'em song. And I saw who created the challenge, and I just saw how it was from California to West Coast, and it just traveled all around. It was from a song by Spot 'em Got 'em from Jacksonville, Florida, which is like an hour away from me. But I'm just telling you that the influence of what you call it a challenge is causing the whole world to do it. What do you think is like falls under?
Well, one of the things I can see is building up uh solidarity around something that's really foolish. And it's not necessarily like dancing. Okay, man, it's dancing. We just people having fun. They like to dance and move around. But it becomes a problem when there's like this like fixation with just foolishness. Like it's a time to dance and play, and then there's a time to be serious. So if we just on some foolishness, whatever little foolish thing that come around, we own it. Like hold up, that could be used as a means of distraction on a collective level. Um, the things that deal with people getting hurt, then that's another level because it's not just we just having fun. We sitting up here eating poisonous, putting stuff like that. Like, come on, man, that's something that ties into this whole like this death culture thing that I remember seeing like a transition back when I would say about 15, 20 years ago when things were starting to get darker. Uh from fashion, that's when the golf scene in the South that really I started to see more of that. Uh, even on those TV shows, the lighting on the TV show is darker now than it
Yeah.
was in the past. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I did. The contrast of it. Yep.
Yeah, it's like this darkening of society in a way, and I don't like that. And I see a lot of this stuff where people are hurting themselves as a part of that.
That's actually correct. Like with the whole situation that's going on with foolishness. I don't know what's the terminology from it. It was like back in the Roman times, like breads to a tiger or something.
The bread and circuses.
Yeah, that's what it is. Can you explain to me again and the people what that term means?
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, that comes from this dynamic that was going on back in ancient Roman times where the people were the rulers were hosting these big, huge, extravagant, basically like sporting events. And as long as the people were given those things, they didn't really complain a whole lot about other things that were going on in society. So as long as you gave them some food, like, and it was kind of like a welfare in a way, you give them some bread, and then you give them that circus, you give them that sporting stadium they could go to, they could gamble, they can do whatever they want, get entertained. As long as you give them those two things, they're good. And so yeah, that's what that term means.
So that was documented in the history, and I asked people, what do they not think is being held upon today?
Oh yeah, man. There's so many similarities between our society and Roman society. It's crazy. It's like so many ways we're going the way of the Romans, but we are in the West, so a lot of what we did was mimicking the Romans to begin with. So, uh, yeah, but I definitely can see that whole thing with the sports, especially in the South, brother. You already know when it comes to stuff like football,
It's over.
people just get extra retarded, and man, I once I quit playing, I just kind of fell back from the whole scene. There's a couple teams I like, but man, I don't get crazy with it like that.
You could easily raise up mortgage by like $70 a month now. You could easily raise up phone plans. It's so much stuff you could do during that whole week.
Yeah, man, and I just hate, and this might be something that's just a personal thing. I'm just being nitpicky about, but I just never understood the cats that they knew all the sports stats, and you could see that these cats were intelligent. But I was just like, dude, why are you filling your mind up with all this stuff when unless you trying to become like a broadcaster or something, like, bro, like it's other stuff you be thinking about, man.
They know the whole rosters and the statistics within 3 years from at this time. And you look at them and they bad body built. And you like, are you trying to play football? It's like, nah, I'm just telling you about the quarterback from Cal. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, man. I mean, the only way it makes sense for me is if dude gambling, he like a professional gambler with the sports, and he paying his bills like that, or he working trying to get on with ESPN or something. Other than that, it's like it's a huge diversion. It's such a huge diversion. But I want to ask you, in the South, what do you think is gonna happen if they start having girls out there playing with them boys, or however they try to do it these days?
Hold on. They really trying to do that?
From what I understand, man, yeah, they moving forward with that legislation on the federal level to move with the transgender uh in among the young people at schools and stuff like that.
Okay, they said I remember they moved something where a child who classifies as a gender, no matter how they look, they could go inside that gender that they classified as bathroom. So I know about that one. But as for the opposite gender who are claiming to be a different gender or who are trying to play sports, professional sports.
I know I was meaning more so from the college level down.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's gonna be that's gonna cause injuries right there. You saying down?
Yeah.
I thought you talking about like our age. Oh, you talking about like middle school? Oh, your body even fully developed yet, man or girl. I mean, boy or girl. So once you switch that up, oh man, somebody's gonna be the school's gonna start getting sued. It's gonna be uh confusion. It's gonna be what I'm talking about. It's gonna be a lot of that going on, and it's gonna be a lot of trauma, childhood trauma, if you ask me.
Mm. Yeah, that's I agree, and one of the things I'm thinking about is when it comes to football in the South, like I don't even know if it's possible for that to. I really don't. I can't imagine once you get high school level, too many females is gonna really be trying to go out there with those guys.
And they go, oh, it's gonna end bad, bro. It's not gonna be good in the South. No,
Yeah, man. Cause these cats be down here. I know my football team in high school. When it comes to the weights, I was one of the weakest linemen, and on average, those guys were bench pressing like 400 pounds, squatting 500. This was high school, man. We had a
Damn.
guy coming out of middle school that could squat 500 pounds.
Well, I barely do 325 on bench now. I'll do that once, but shit, I'm a grown man. So you got these people who they will put a grown man to sleep on the field. So imagine what they will do to a woman that like that's not going to end well, buddy. No matter how much testosterone or whatever you take, it's not going to end well.
Yeah, man. So it's like there's built-in limits to this stuff that's going on right now that I don't think people really ready to see that kind of stuff in action, man, because it ain't gonna be fun no more, man. It's gonna be like approaching the Roman gladiator type of
You read my mind. You read my mind. I was just about to say that. Damn, you're right.
yeah, man. Now, would it be entertaining? I think it
Yeah,
would, but
kind of. Yeah,
certain sports would be a lot more entertaining. Yeah.
yeah. I know you're talking about. You're a trip, bro. You're a trip. Yeah, but other than that, overall, if we talk about football, like, or even hockey, shit, hockey will damn make you lose your front teeth.
Oh
You know?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, they not. This is something that this gonna be very. They might as well have like about a whole crew of paramedics waiting outside off rip.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. So I just don't know. Like I wanna, I'm looking forward to having my own family and stuff, and it's just so much that parents these days have to be aware of, um,
It is.
and so much. Basically, it's like if you're not paying for it, you can expect for it to be pretty messed up. And I mean like education, if your kid is going to school for free as far as you're concerned, uh yeah, they're in the war zone.
Yeah, now they gotta whoever they're around or whoever seems to bring the influence on them. It don't matter what they do at home. When they go inside that Wild Wild West world, whatever they pick up and stick to them, that's gonna pretty much outline the architect of them.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean that's definitely going into that reminded me of this book, taxonomy of uh it's it's the word taxonomy is in this book's title, and one of the authors' last name was Bloom, Bloom,
Okay.
and this was started around the 50s, and it was just kind of a book about educating the teachers, and they talk about that. Oh man, it's huge. It's like, hey, we got 8 hours every single we got 8 hours just about every day with these kids, so they understand their influence is gonna override the parents. So if there's a political agenda that needs to be pushed, and you have people in education, that's the best place to be if you want to influence people.
Oh yeah.
It's like you have trust, almost like a given. As long unless you just do something stupid, you get trust by the parents just on the strength of you being a teacher.
Default.
And so, they're not there. You can say anything you want just about if it's within that particular political trajectory, you could say all kind of stuff to these young people. So I was talking to a friend of mine who's got a little kid, and he's talking about how when it comes to those things, he don't want anybody to teach his kids about sex. They too little.
What do you mean by that? Don't want anybody kids by what?
He doesn't want anybody talking to his kids about sex.
Oh,
His kids are little right now. And
okay.
so he's what he's the what he's where he is right now is like, okay, they about to open back the schools so the kids can go back to in person. He's up north. He's up north, and he's like, nah, I'm just gonna take my kids on out now for good, because with these things that they're pushing forward, he's like, you might have a teacher that just feel like talking about sex that day, and it'll be completely within the guidelines and putting ideas in these kids' head. They won't even think about that.
Yeah, is that I seen it. Actually, I experienced that. I went through that. Like, and then that just brought up on you, and then just activate something on in your mind.
Exactly, exactly. And so yeah, man. That's the kind of things that the parents nowadays just have to be on top of that, and more and more, it's like, that saying from the scripture about uh lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, how destructive it is. People perish for a lack of knowledge. That's the way it goes, and it's true, man. It's true. Just think, if you got you and your girl, man, y'all doing the best y'all can. Y'all sending y'all kids to school, they good kids, and just because you didn't know that you got people pushing all kind of agendas, that there's a book in your kid's classroom that he could take a look at and learn about all kind of things that you would have never introduced him to at that time, and it changed the course of his life.
And he or she make that decision on how to, approach it.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm saying. That lack of knowledge, that lack of understanding. Hey, man, there's something going on. Hey, somebody is running some game at a major level. We need to be aware of this, and it's up to us. It's like our responsibility as grown-ups. Like, we have a responsibility to know what's going on around us. We can't just bury our head and just work, and that's it, man. I'm just doing my thing, staying out the way. Like, nope, because there is no staying out the way now.
No, you're gonna get run over, regardless.
Yeah, man.
That's deep, because now it's not like the '90s or '80s or way before then, where you could just easily, just like, do that proper stuff, like work at a factory and pay off your house and everything. Now it's more of a risk if you have a child, or if you plan on having a child in this today's society, because you got like how you said, understanding so many different things that you gotta, what is it called, prerequisition? I don't even know the word, but you gotta even, this is crazy, you gotta lay that out in front of your child's head before they even go to school, because they already gonna come across it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, you right with that word. It's like it's a prerequisite education. They have to have an education before they go to school.
Yeah, like for instance, be like, okay, if this person says that it's this person, but look like this person, you have to accept that in today's society, but don't let that override it's stuff like, it's so much reverse psychology and preparation that it's actually kind of, it's fearful that if some of y'all children are not hip to it yet, because you could tell it to your child, they're like, oh, okay, okay, okay. Because it took me a while to have understanding my own self. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, you're right, man. And then it's like, at what age do you even start to have that conversation? Like, is it even is it even a good idea to have that conversation with a 7 or 8 year old? Whereas the other alternative is, okay, we go into a private school where I know they're not teaching this stuff, because people aren't paying their money for something that they don't want.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's how we get around it. But we have to know, hey, there's a private school option. or there's a homeschool option, we have to have the understanding of, well, uh, I went to public school and I was fine. Like, no, it don't work like that no more.
It don't. It don't. You're right. It don't work like that no more. They got agendas on agendas, and you could get your child could get into some. Your child could get into some messed up situations because from what you taught them, from what they seen hanging around in the streets, and they go to school, and they just say something. When attention is high, at the time they say something wrong. Oh, you get what I'm saying? Be like, no, that's not true. Because genetically, scientifically, some stuff like that. Oh man, your child might get kicked out of school.
Yeah, or they could get bullied by teachers.
Oh yeah, by the teachers. Yeah, teachers know how to do that. I actually had experience with that. Teachers are damn subconsciously or intentionally bully your own child. Not bully like hands, not, but like on some automatically assume that is negative for you.
Yeah, it's basically psychological warfare. That's
Yep,
what like my introduction to psychological warfare was at school.
at school right here. Yes,
and
sir.
and dealing with grown-ups that had issues in their life, and seeing the things they would do, and yeah, man, it was straight up psychological warfare. And so yeah, that's what we're dealing with. And I want to ask you, brother, how do you feel about this MGTOW stuff, this uh all of that? You got that revelation with the brother that was always talking, the Derrick Jackson brother, and what happened with him. You know, do you think that relationships today are pretty much doomed? Do you see hope? Like, how are you? Are you looking forward to having a
Oh,
family?
oh, you
What
talking
are
about?
you saying?
You talking about? Hold on. First of all, Derrick Jackson is that guy who be talking to the woman image consultant or whatever.
Yeah, he like a dude that's always talking to the females about relationships and stuff.
And then you have Kevin Samuels, right?
Right, right. He talks more. Well, I don't know how similar they are because I don't watch his
Well, they're
material.
opposites, complete opposites. And then you
Uh,
got alpha male strategies. Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm pretty much hip, but educate me on the word mental again.
MGTOW, men going their own way. That was the movement kind of that started it in a way. Like
And
these
what's
men,
that about?
it's about like basically there's different levels to it, and where we hear these terms like blue pill, red pill, that's really what they're dealing with, the different levels of okay, how am I gonna interact with women? How do I view women? Some guys are just like, hey man, they all just sluts,
It's all
man.
for
That's
the
how you,
streets.
yeah,
Okay.
that's how you got to treat them. And then you got the black pill dudes. It's like they on another level with it. They on a
Okay.
whole nother level with it. So yeah.
I see. I'm hip to it, but here's my take on it. Like, I don't, because once again, this is like putting people in classifications, like red pill, blue pill. It's like it's no different than when you have sectors of beliefs too. So when that person who's saying that all women are for the streets and all that, you don't know if he just saw it from his own experience, or it could be many other things for him to think about that. But there's probably like 2% that actually very loyal and all that. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't want to be in no gang or no group of people like that. You get what I'm saying? I like to think for myself. But as today, to answer your question about relationships within the youth and all that going on, oh yeah, it's doomed. It's doomed. It's beyond doomed. And the marriage thing beyond doomed.
Mm,
Cause it's so
okay.
easy. It's like it's because you got with the influence within the culture. The culture era right now is about materialistic, and it's about just I'm talking about like like how we have a conversation like having a conversation on the phone with another woman is almost equivalent to having sex on, like, that's what it's trying to make it hip to. It's trying to like devalue it so much, if you get what I'm saying.
Hmm. So you feel like it's more difficult to communicate with the females?
No, 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 it's not more difficult to communicate. You can always find somebody to communicate. What I'm saying is that the lines are blurred to the point where you could have somebody who's friends with benefits to having the same results to somebody who's your lifetime partner. You get what I'm saying? That's what it's kind of
Okay,
pushing.
I get you. I get you. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. It's just devalued the marriage in the traditional sense to where it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
And it's an
Okay.
error. It's an error. But I'm saying there, understanding means everything, like how you said. So you could come across somebody, that other individual that have understanding, and then boom, y'all good. Y'all don't fall. But right now in today's society, it's very like difficult to dive, to cut through all this BS going on.
Okay. Definitely. I would say uh when they say that a good thing is hard to find, uh yeah, it don't I put it to you like this. I'm here in Atlanta, the whole ratio of men to women and all that. And I would tell you a good thing is still hard to find. You could be surrounded by more things and still finding the good thing is hard. Being
Not even,
around more things don't mean it's gonna be easy to find the good thing.
damn, not even the library.
Well, if they when they get ready to open them back up, it's like that.
Yeah, I'm about to say some brothers thinking about clubs and stuff. You might as well think about the library as we start.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying though, but no, man, it's like it's not easier. It's not easier. Because there's like a mentality. There's just a certain type of mentality that I think the women they don't really have much disincentive. Like so much of of the society caters to them. So for them to get out of a mentality that's very selfish, it's kind of like they have to be they have to be like special, bro. Like it's like why? Like why should I change when nothing is telling me to change? And then
Oh,
I'm
yeah, I see.
getting I'm getting rewarded by doing what I've been doing.
That is true. Because they get, like, for instance, like on Twitch, it's like a little streaming platform where they get rewarded for like playing the game or all types of crazy stuff. But I get what you're saying. It's kind of that blurred lines right there. You gotta be a different type of special. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying. Like finding that good thing is still hard. It's not made. It's not like a magic bullet. It's not like coming to Atlanta is like the magic bullet. It's like nope. You still gonna have to have discernment. You gonna have to have even more discernment. Uh, yeah. You just gonna be surrounded by more potential, more problems. But you do have a greater likelihood of meeting good things. It's not gonna be easy though. You still got to put in work, man.
I feel you. Yeah, that's true. So your whole overall view is saying it don't matter if you go to where the ratio is at your advantage. It's still gonna be it's still gonna be difficulties.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And but I would say it's better to be somewhere where there's more opportunity than not. Um, but you just got to deal with it as it comes. So that's where I'm at. I'm not I hear the guys that speak on MGTOW from different levels. Some of what they say makes sense. Um, but I'm not ready to give up a traditional, I guess you could say, way of life, which I don't know how traditional, I don't know how new MGTOW is. It's like there's always been guys that have just said, I don't care what these females, but there's like this thing that they're known for complaining. Like that's
Yeah, and
something.
that's weird right there as a man. Like you saying them complaining, right?
Yeah, guys that kind of like have a certain not so good view of women, they tend to complain a lot.
Exactly. And I stay far the fuck away from that, buddy. I stay far away from that. I don't like that complaint. And then come to find out it was one person. Shit, I'm gonna be real with you. His name Steph is cold. That's another brother. Shouts out to him. But when I found out that, I mean, besides that complaining he doing, and when I found out that he had a main side piece on the side too, so you over here pushing an agenda to these brothers to be like, oh fuck these old sleep, this and whatever, and then you got a thing on the side, like what kind of shit? See, you see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly, man. So, you know, again, man, not being aware. I just don't like, the reason why I brought it up is that I don't like that there are impressionable young dudes out here that have not had interactions like that with women that are listening to these dudes and like wanting to cut women off when like women ain't done nothing to you, bro.
Exactly,
Like you gotta
exactly.
give them a chance, man. Like don't.
I think that'd be an excuse right there because they'd be too scared to talk. They'd probably be playing that Xbox. Yeah, look at them. Just look at, matter of
Yeah.
fact, I tell you what, look at the person that's going ham even when they work out. Let's say they work out and they like a little jack and all that. You could just feel that energy from like, yeah, nigga, you a sucker, man. Like, yeah, I already see what you want right here. As soon as you bring up woman and all that, and their voice get high, bitch, I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's like politics, damn near.
Oh yeah, yeah. Speaking about politics and religion, it's not a good idea to talk to strangers about those kind of things.
You can't. That already good. That already outlined the whole thing right there. If everybody, if it was like a traditional way to approach somebody and be like, what do they believe in and what the same thing we talking about. Oh man, I don't know how that worked.
Mm. Well, I ain't gonna lie, man. I love talking about these kind of things. It's just that I'm just careful about. I don't just
But
just
you,
open with that kind of stuff. But if somebody wanted to talk, I'm willing to. But I'm not really too much into debating too much though, because especially when it comes to religion, because it's like I don't have that much patience with people.
I feel you.
So it's like most of the arguments that I hear are the recycled arguments, and I've heard the rebuttals to those arguments, and I'm just like, nah, man, I'm not trying to sit up here and do this. But
Yeah, and then you got some people who are, how do I explain it? It's like you don't believe in what I believe in, but it's like a negative effect towards you, or vice versa. Be like, well, if you believe in this, it's so much like it's to the point where it's like a personal agenda within the person who's debating.
yeah, it can be, man, but it's a real thing to you know being on the same page. It's like that's a real thing. It's only so much people can do even work together on something. If their worldviews are just completely different, man, it's gonna be hard to get anything done.
And that's why you said worldview warfare in your book. So what you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is that the worldview that any kind of collective has, from the smallest unit, which is the family unit, just the man and the woman. They may have a kid, they might not. All the way up to a nation, a country. the people have to be on the same page. There's gonna be diversity. I'm not talking about everybody thinking the same way. What I'm saying is having the same worldview. And that, first of all, that this collective that we have, that is worth something.
So
It's worth having, it's worth saving, maintaining.
yeah, so take a, like go ahead and so pretty much what's your we taking a step back when you mean like worldview understanding. What do you mean like everybody is the same or like you know, I'm trying to understand what you get into after that.
Okay, so what I mean by world, like say, just take the home in the home. Uh, I'm sitting across the table from my woman, and we have to we have to have the same view in the sense that, okay, who's the what kind of structure do we have? Is this we both 50-50? Is it you the alpha woman, or is it me? Am I the alpha male? Because
Oh.
if we not on the same page, man, it's gonna be problems from the rip. She's sitting up there looking at me like, nah, she run it. But I'm looking at her like she don't respecting me. And I mean it's doomed, bro. It's not gonna work.
Oh, that's what you call worldview warfare right there. Okay. That's
Yeah,
an
so
example.
yes, so that's an example of worldview warfare, and what we're familiar with feminism. That's how feminism introduces that's how it's a form of worldview warfare, because you have situations like that.
Oh, see, okay, now I have an understand. I get it now. Damn.
Yep. So even from going up a level to like a state. Well, we see here in our states, they do different things different ways. Texas is open. Up there up north, New York, they still on lockdown. Out west, uh lockdown. Uh but still we have a union
But
in
what's the understand? What's the understanding within that though? Like how you saying like Texas is open and the other place is closed. What's the understanding in the union of that though?
So it's just saying like Texas and Mississippi and other states that are going with the maskless mandate, or no mask mandate. uh they they're not trying to like make their own country now. They just, okay, we have our own sovereignty. It's not like we're not gonna do business with New York anymore, or New York like looking at stuff that come out of Texas like it's got cooties on it. Like, nah,
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it now. My bad.
we still able to cooperate, because we understand that we are a nation. Now, when you get somebody to come in and try to disrupt that, then what they're gonna attack are those fundamentals. The same things that unify us, they're gonna attack those things. So it's not necessarily gonna be like a group of terrorists over here blowing this up and blowing that up. Like, they don't have to do that. They can start attacking fundamental things about who we are as Americans.
Like the South succeeding from the Union.
Exactly.
Okay, I understand.
Exactly.
Dang, I'm
Because
glad. Go ahead.
mhm. No, I'm just saying, exactly. That's the worldview. Some people looked at people like me and you and said they are not humans. They're not on our level. We don't have to treat them a certain way. Other whites, they were like, nah, man, we can't do this. We can't do this to these people. This ain't right. Why isn't it not right? Well, because all men are created equal. Created, you see what I'm saying? Like, at each we
Oh,
have
damn.
certain things.
You
you see
getting
what I'm
deep.
saying?
You getting deep. Yeah, that's so deep. It's everything is always complex. As soon as you solve it, it's another little complex maze to go through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So the worldview, it kind of comes packaged with all of that stuff in it, so that you know if we differ too much on these things, we are not going to be able to work together towards some goal.
Yeah. You got my bad. You got me cracking up when you said all men created equal. And the South was like, created? My bad. You got me cracking up.
Well,
Like
yeah,
they're
man.
like what? They're like created. Like what are you talking about? But
Well,
I
yeah,
understand.
because they used it. They used Christianity as supposedly what they were on.
Yeah,
And
and it's funny how because people would think that that's written in stone in the universe, like that's engraved in the universe. But it's funny how you just like create it, like you just automatically question off the rip. Like I got a full understanding of what you're saying now.
okay, so yeah, man.
Yes.
Any other kind of things, topics or concepts? Just know, man. What else you were thinking about?
All right. So one more real quick. I have a okay. So for instance, dang, it was something I wanted to. Okay, so you got within college and you got within trade, like I'm doing next gen. It's called next gen T for network engineering, right? But you got people who believe that 4 years computer science, which both are right in a way, but how do I explain? You kind of get where I'm going at.
Yeah, I would say for anybody about to thinking about going to college, do not go unless you have the money already. Whether it's from your parents, most people don't have it like that. So scholarships, not loans. Like it is not worth going to college. Man, I can't see for anything hardly like doctor, lawyer, with all that debt.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
It's just not worth it, man. It's not. It's not worth it. Um, I can't see the justification for it, unless you have some kind of really serious network that will help you like a lot.
So if their
Meaning,
parents had a tuition already for them.
well, no, I'm saying in the case of taking a loan, the only way I would recommend somebody take a loan is if they have a social support network that they can continue with their life even while paying this loan off, meaning they got somewhere to stay. If they want to have a family, they already can meet people that have, again, that same worldview, because I heard some brothers speaking about how in college the girls, the type of guy they want is not at the level of the guy sitting next to them in the classroom. They looking for a dude this some CEO or something. So
Oh, yeah.
those guys, if they want to have a family, they not. It's gonna be hard for them to even find a female that's looking at them like they not a bum. It's like, no, we both in the same classes, but I'm a bum because I don't make six figures.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. We getting
You see
somewhere.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like they have to have a whole social network to where, oh, if it's a guy, okay, we got some girls over here. They already understand, like they not into this weird materialism stuff. Like they get it. Y'all young, y'all gonna have to work and go through some stuff. You gonna have to have all that in place. Otherwise, man, the loans and stuff is throwing people off. A lot of these women's is on these these psychotropic drugs, man, because they got a lot of stress and stuff in their life, man. They got all this debt. They want to have a good life. They seeing all these influences about women being bosses. You know, that's a lot of pressure on a person.
And they taking a short. They feel as though that they taking a long way. Where it's somebody. Let's say we're going for IT, right? So they take the 4 year computer science, and you got somebody who just study and they volunteer to be an intern, and they got a cert, and then they got boom, they got in the door with a job, and then they
Mm-hmm.
kept working. 6 months later, they level up and they got promotion. Because as to somebody who's in their second year of college, this person already making 80,000 off of IT, and he ain't got no college. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of, I get what you're saying. It's kind of like, man, what the fuck? Am I like slowing down, almost standstill? I get it.
Yeah. Now the thing where having the college comes in is if uh you wanting to go up the chain, I guess you could say, dealing with certain aspect of business, you know, they just have you just have to have those credentials at a certain level. You can't get around it. But if talking about some young person that just want to have, you know, their own stuff, their own little place to stay and little ride, yeah, man, that's the best way to get it. The quickest way is just to go get those certifications that you need. You still gonna have to have that network to where,
Exactly. Network. You got a network.
yeah, either way,
Whereas, yep.
if you go to college or if you go the other route, you still gonna have to know where you could fit in at.
You got to, because you could have all this
Yeah.
information, but if you don't network, you probably it's like, let's say when I used to make beats. Let's say my beats was the hardest, and somebody who make a trash beat, just because he networked with these artists or whatever, he already on. Yeah, so I get what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, man. And so, you know, that was one of my things that I had to learn coming out uh, of college was that I should. What I'm going to teach my kids is to have a more balanced approach. For me, mine was just, man, I got to get this schoolwork and studying things like computer science and you know advanced math and stuff. You have a decision to make, bro. Either you gonna understand this like very well, or you gonna go out this weekend. Like you can't do both.
Oh, see, that's one thing that most of our brothers or overall have a difficulty with. You're right. Should I study or should I go out and party? And then, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So it's like you gotta have like guidance and help in these things because you know all I if I would have just had some a brother to just be like, hey man, look, you making the top on this test right here in the big scheme of things, man, you it's not the big deal. So there's gonna be some people at this place right here that you need to meet. You should go there instead.
And
So
you rapport. Go ahead.
exactly. So it's like it's not just go out, man. Just go anywhere. Like no, you everything you do has a purpose. So when you go out, you going out with a purpose. It's not just going out to go out.
Oh, see, so for instance, but you got this. Let's say if you just, study instead of go out and party, whatever. So throughout your whole school, whatever you're doing, whether you're not in college or not, you study, study, and study. And once you even achieve your goal, you won't really, it'll just feel like oh my gosh. So it's a balance. I like how you say you got to balance everything, because there's gonna be some times where you want to go out to a park or you want to go ahead and see somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And so what I did was what I seen the error in my mistake in my ways was really focusing too much on uh getting the studies and not understanding how important it is that those things, like, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know, that stuff is real, man. And to some degree, it doesn't matter. Like, let me see how I should put this. To some degree, man, we've all seen people in positions and we were like, what are they doing here? Like, you know they got this because of who they know, like, or what they did, something strange on the side to get where they to get what they are.
It'll always be that way, but I get it.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like, again, it's that balance, man, because you know, we got that thing already in our community where it's like, oh, you going to school, like that's just so lame, and just, you know, nah, man, we don't want to go too far in that extreme, but yeah, so
But
yeah.
take a step back real quick. We're gonna piggyback off this. Instead of like going too hard, it's about who you know, right? So I always like to use this theory right here, or this like topic. Let's say if somebody going hard to school or whatever, they become an engineer in some type of field, and they work for a corporation, and they working hard. They getting like, you know, six figures or whatever. That CEO who owns that corporation could be in Hawaii with his family with his feet kicked up, and he could send an email to that engineer and talk about, if you don't finish this project within a weekend, we're going to have to let you go. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Welcome to capitalism, America.
Yeah, man. So even with that, even with say the person, they went to school, they made the connection, now they are in that corporate world, you know. Yes, six figures is, especially what you're going into, brother, with the networking, even without going into college, formal college. um you're gonna be looking at six figures easy. But that's gonna be a lot of work though. It's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be a lot of hours. So it's like, what do you want in your life at that particular point?
Exactly. Yeah. Are you asking? Or you just making that statement?
It's kind of both, because when you ask me the question about the two, between the two, a lot of it's got to do with what do you want, you know, or your circumstances. First of all, what do you want, and what are your circumstances allowing for you? Because it's like, okay, this conversation is gonna go completely different if we're dealing with a single father.
Oh yeah. See, damn, worldview. You mastermind with it. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So you know, that guy, he's got to get it fast. He's got to get it, that balance. You don't want to be working all the time, and then your kids end up crazy and stuff because you're always working. We've seen that so many times.
Oh hell yeah.
So yeah, man, striking that balance for me, what shaped my worldview was watching my mom hard. And you know, she didn't really have a whole lot, man. At the end of her life, when it come to all the work that she put in, you know, I didn't see the payoff in that sense. Like, and what I mean by that is there were certain things, like, you know, I used to hate before she got ill in her last days. I used to hate seeing that Social Security taken out of my check. And but once she got sick, I seen those bills from SSI that they covered, those medical bills that they covered. There'd been no way for me to pay those bills if I had to do it myself, man.
Okay, now you see the. Okay, I get it.
So yeah, it's like, I'm glad we have those safety nets, man. I'm so glad that we have them, because this stuff is so expensive, and so I'm just like, for me, I want to maximize my income and minimize my output or my work at the same time. Meaning, I get the most for doing the least.
That's
That's the way
correct.
I look at it. I don't get now. Some people got a different worldview though. Some people look at it like work. Work is like almost like salvific, like working. You can work your way into heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
so it's like, nah, bro. Like for me, I'm looking at that like, nah, man. That people get used like that. Yeah, you gonna work. Oh, somebody over here, they got a whole bunch of stuff you can do if you like to work. Now your life might not be too good, but you'll be happy working if that makes you happy.
And then you follow that person who owns that corporation or business. They don't even know what work is done but below them. You know what I'm saying? Like with an engineer, it's a CEO of some type of engineering. They don't even know how to engineer, but they just own it. So I get you saying on the input and output thing.
Yeah, yeah, and even bro, even not. Let's look at the small entrepreneur. Let's look at the guy that owns his company, but he's not taking vacations in Hawaii. He's got to make a decision. Am I gonna work like a dog for the for towards that goal, or am I gonna say, you know what, I just need enough to be comfortable and I'm good. I'm
Oh, so
I'm
yeah,
still
good.
an owner. I'm still an owner, but I'm not the big balling owner. I'm just the owner that got enough for me and mines, and we modest. We good, but we not just bling blinging, but we straight.
So for that, I remember I was on Reddit and I read a story about this guy. He was Indian and he came from India, where I think it was his two brothers, and they had enough money to buy a donut. Was it Dunkin' Donuts? And he talked about how they've been working nonstop for like 2.5 years straight, weekends and everything, not hiring nobody, just working like a dog until they managed to buy another Dunkin' Donuts. So I get what you saying on that method. What you want to work hard to be comfortable or work hard to be a big baller boss, right?
Yeah, man, and a lot of it has to do with like in his situation, he had help. He
Oh,
had, and also there's a safety net. I mean, not a safety net. There's a social support system. Just think about it, bro. For him to even come over here and build a company, it ain't like he came over here like one of them cats coming over the border from Mexico with like a backpack and some bottled water. And that's it.
oh, see, I'm glad you. Okay, good way to expand my mind on that. Okay.
Yeah, man. So in those kind of situations, you can not nothing is guaranteed now, but you can sit and look at the scenario and say, okay, is it gonna be worth it? Can I really justifiably say to myself, this is gonna be worth it for me to work hard like a dog for a couple years, just grind? Okay, in some cases, yeah, no problem. But in other cases, you know, it don't work out like that. It don't work out like that. So, you
Yeah.
know, we want security, man. Like like the question you have, it just touches on this issue in our like the human heart. Like we look at this world, it's so insecure. We want security, meaning if I sit up here and spend my time to learn this stuff, is it gonna pay off for me? You know, and what route should I take to learn? Which one is gonna be the most had the best payout for me? It's all questions of security. And so,
Yeah.
you know, nothing is guaranteed, but yeah, there's definitely a way to move with knowledge and understanding. So yeah, that was a great question, bro. Yeah, man, get your trade school. They're almost like a technology trade school in a way, with the route you could take with this technology, not having to go to formal university or something. But hey, man, if that's what you want to do, just do it. But just understand, like, get as much understanding of the field as you can, by talking to people that's already doing what you think you might like to do.
Exactly. That's
And
correct.
yeah, they could give you the shortcuts you need, and really introduce you to things that you might see like, nah, I don't really, this ain't really what I thought it was gonna be. I don't like this like I thought I would. And that's important to know too, so you don't just go down a path and waste your time.
So and go indulge in it. Pretty much indulge. Like I'm networking. I'm talking to people who are already in the position I am in, and I'm telling them how their day is at their job or what projects and all that. And then like how you said, make you come across something like, oh, I don't like this, or oh yeah, I do like this.
Yeah, definitely, man. Is so the network component is gonna be there. We need each other. We social creatures, and it'll be amazing on how much heartache you could save if you just reach out. Don't be prideful. Don't be that mentality of like, oh, this is a stupid question. Like, nah, man, it ain't no stupid questions like that, except the ones that you don't ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't ask and you sit up here need to know and don't ask, yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah, for example, with MGTOW, I didn't know what, and you was like men going their other way. See, that was something like it's crazy because there's people who will clown like, oh, you don't know what the hell this is. I don't have a problem humiliate myself. I love it. That lets me know that I'm growing. So I get what you're saying. Then for the people who watching this though, that yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, definitely. That's who I'm talking to. I'm trying to address the group through the question that I feel from you. I'm trying to address the group, as if they asked me the question. And so, yeah, man, always be hungry to learn. And if you find yourself around people that's on that clowning folks for not knowing, and it's usually like stupid stuff. If you think about it, it's never like, oh man, you don't know how to solve this differential equation. No, because they
Oh,
they don't know. They
you're
don't
right.
know.
You're right.
So it's usually some old pop culture stupid stuff. Oh, you don't know what capping is? Oh, you're so lame. Like, man, come on, bro. We not in high school no more, man. So,
That
oh,
nigga say, you know what capping is, you lazy.
yeah, man. It's like these old forever 21 suckers out here, bro. Like, don't never grow up, man. Just stuck in high school for the rest of their life.
That dude, man, you going off on him now. Hey man, that's what's up, man. But yeah, I don't want to hold you up too long. I know this. I'm gonna definitely. I got timestamp this one, the previous one, before Monday, so I got a whole day and tonight to do that. And I don't want to hold you up too much, but definitely, if we could start doing this weekly. Ayo Nation, I'm about to say Ayo Kasego gave you a shout out. He definitely rocked with you, man. He got your book too.
Oh yeah, man. I like what that brother's doing on that rap trap stuff, man. There was so many connections I seen to my research when he started going into that, and I reached out to him a couple months ago. So yeah, man. I'm definitely excited. It's really humbling, bro. Like, I saw your review of the book and the way you were, you know, just hungry to learn about this stuff, man. And that was one of my challenges when I was writing the book, is that, at times I would just think, man, does anybody even care about this kind of stuff? Like, am I the only person that care about this kind of stuff? And so just seeing, especially young brother, man, like, yes, man, we need more brothers think about this kind of stuff, man, because it affects us every day.
Every day, and we don't know it. I want you. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be one live where you come over here. What was that live you went on with Ayo and you had broke down propaganda? You was hitting the voice. Oh, you been hitting it.
Yeah, man, and just these conversations I've been having with you, it's gotten me moving, like when it comes to putting out certain information that I need to help the people understand. So yeah, man, I'm rocking with you. I like what you're doing. I just want to encourage you, bro, to keep going, man, because the more understanding you have, the better your life will be.
That's fact. Same to you. I mean, yeah, you already up on a higher plane now, but I really appreciate learning from you and you taking the time out your day coming weekly on this show. And whether it's not even let's say we ain't really talking about the book, but everything we talk about resonates from the book.
Exactly. That's why I wrote it like that. So I'm always talking about it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's like we could be talking about something on the left field, and then you be saying key words. And I'm like, wait a second, that's right there.
Yep. Exactly, bro.
Genius. But anyways, though, you got any last thing to say before we sign off? Because I know you probably got some things to go ahead and holler at or do.
Oh yeah, man. Just for the people out there, please don't get caught up in all this drama, racialized drama, or whatever. You get out and meet people, man, and get to know some of these people, and don't go off of all this stuff we be hearing, because man, there's so much misinformation and deception going on today. But other than that, bro, I'm just gonna I'm gonna get with you, man, about this social media stuff, because you're on another level with that. You at a higher level than me with that, man. So I need to get some understanding as I move forward with this.
Yeah, it's no I'm about to say trust me, it's no biggie. I realize we both know some of IT, and it's crazy that the internet is digital. We don't really see it. We do see it, but it's up in the cloud, and people could just from all parts of the world could come across and be like, oh snap, okay, and that just still blows my mind to this day. Like us talking on this device right here, and we're on a different part of the like. It just still I can't grasp that yet, and people laugh at me about it, but it's still mind blowing. Not only that we could communicate through language, but through technology, that still blows my mind to this day.
It blows my mind too, bro. I mean, it's I don't take it lightly that a brother in Florida picked up my book and was like into it. Like, for real, man. After I listened to that review of yours, I just kind of sat down, man, and just like, wow, this is it, bro. Like, this is touching people. And so
Yeah.
it's real, man. So yeah, I thank you. I thank you for having me on, and yeah, we just keep going, man. Keep on moving.